This is Mark Valdes Dapena with the AMCS Group. Thank you for joining me. I'm here today to talk about platform and inventory. We've got an extensive inventory capability within platform. Key is the fact that platform's inventory is a real-time or near real-time accumulated weighted moving average maintained by accounting period. Let's explore today some of the capabilities within platform to manage your inventory. So as I mentioned, platform's inventory is maintained on an accounting period basis. So there's a beginning of inventory, beginning of month inventory. Platform records all the activity within that inventory, be it intake through purchases, transfers between facilities, regrades, moving from a commodity from one category to another, production records, particularly important if it's a many-to-many. Shredding, for instance, input's going to be appliances, light iron, auto bodies. Output, shredded steel, shredded non-ferrous and waste. So production records important. Adjustments to inventory. You know, we all know that maintaining a perpetual inventory in a computer system in the world of scrap is nothing short of challenging. So platform has the ability to be able to accommodate things like an inventory temporarily going negative, the ability to make adjustments, whether they're dollar adjustments or weight adjustments to an inventory to true it up or do a mark-to-market adjustment. So what we're looking at here is a platform's inventory dashboard. Let's focus in on this one material here, auto bodies. Beginning of month volume. We're looking at the intake transactions here. So we've purchased, what we transferred between facilities, those auto bodies that went into production and then are carrying then our on-hand inventory, which is the final column when we're in an open period. To the right of that, we're looking at the average cost per unit. So we started the month at $61.59 a ton. Our purchases have ticked that up a little bit. We've brought in some inexpensive material through transfers, and then it shows us what went into inventory and again, what we're carrying for that inventory currently on hand. We've got a dashboard of that too. If we want to drill into our auto bodies, it's showing us the same figures here in summary. It's showing trending over here to the right compared to to the last period, to the last 3 months, or even to same period a year ago. And then down below, every transaction listed that has affected that inventory. So what affects inventory? Intake, purchases. If we flip over to our scale here, this is our scale system. If we make a purchase of, let's say, auto bodies, right? I'm going to gross, tear, net, ticket complete. Down here, the cost of that material, the net weight of it, added to inventory, the cost added to inventory and factored into that, again, near real-time accumulated weighted moving average. So that's what's going to be happening with our scale system. Same holds true for outtake. Every sale that we conduct, going to relieve inventory at that net weight and relieve it cost of goods sold at what our current carrying cost is for that material. That's intake, that's purchases. We talked about production. You know, if you're operating, let's say an automobile shredder or perhaps a wire chopper, you've got many things going in and multiple things coming out. Well, a production record's a great way to take all that intake. Let's drill into one of these production records. Let's open up this one particular production record. So over here on the right, our material in went auto bodies, motor blocks, white goods, each with its own cost, unit cost. So we capture the weight that goes in, capture the cost that goes in, and then out comes shredded non-ferrous, out comes our shredded steel, and then of course, and unfortunately, a certain amount of waste. Now, what we're going to do here is distribute those output dollars. We've got options for you in that outtake. We can do cost overrides on the valued materials. so we can more heavily distribute the cost to our shredded non-ferrous than our shredded steel, right? It's worth more money per pound. The waste is going to come out at no value. We're going to actually track that waste output because there's a cost associated with the disposal of that. And so now we can do a real cost accounting here for a particular division of your company by tracking not only the revenue generated by shredding that steel, but also the cost associated with the disposal of that waste material. Now it's, again, managing inventory in a scrapyard, extraordinarily complicated. One of the tools we have to monitor that inventory cost, because we've got our beginning of month value, we've got purchases coming in at all different prices, we've got transfers from other facilities coming in at prices, we've got adjustments that are happening to inventory. We've got a weighted average cost audit. So what I've selected here is at a given facility, for a given commodity, for a given yard within that facility, for the March accounting period, this audit trail shows me every single transaction in an accumulated fashion. So here's our starting inventory at 1.8 million pounds. And what this is listing here is every single inventory, how it affects the accumulated weight, whether it's intake or output. Again, we're looking at motor blocks. So we're buying them and we're also putting them into production records. So this is a running total of the weight as it goes added to or subtracted from. A running accumulated cost as we're buying material and accumulating cost, and we're relieving that cost as we put it into a production record or an outbound transfer. And most importantly, the material weighted average costing. So we started our month carrying these motor blocks at 2.09 cents per pound. And you can see that weighted average cost, how it fluctuates as we make additional purchases, as we bring in material from other branches, and we're following that cost rise up to 2.1 cent a pound, 2.12 cents a pound, and now currently it's sitting at 2.13 cents per pound, a weighted average cost audit record to identify anomalous behaviors in your inventory valuation. So we've got an entire suite of inventory management tools for production, for adjustments, for the weighted average cost audit. There is also an inventory tagging system, kind of unrelated to inventory costing, but very important for your expensive finished non-ferrous goods. So that is a quick look at our inventory dashboard, inventory management capabilities. So to recap, platform, accounting period based, near real time, accumulated weighted moving average, the tools, the transactions to update those inventories, and then the tools to monitor those inventory costs and volumes, and the tools to be able to make corrections where necessary to bring them in line. Appreciate your attention, and thank you very much.